Valiance has quite a devious and rather innovating default or setup, depending on what you would actually call a default, that they run on Inferno. The good thing about the way they set this up is its simplicity and variety of way it can actually benefit Valiance in order to clinch the round. Since May, they are 22-2 on T-side pistols on Inferno, meaning that they would have a whopping 92% win rate. The reason I call it a default is basically that it's pre-execute. It's just setting up for them to execute on this round. Something also interesting to note is that the 2 rounds that they did lose, they actually both got plants in, so the bomb got defused in those rounds. Anyway, I'm just gonna go through the setup here. Let Hunt get into position. So basically, if you just look at the map, they have one guy in this banana corner. They will head stack here depending on. Then they have, well, usually it's impulse, but then they have one guy just, if they don't head stack, they have one guy close here, just ready to face off a flash, or if the guy in the corner needs help. They have one guy jiggling top mid, and they have one guy here ready with a flash, to retake banana. So the good thing about this is how woefully prepared it basically is to set up Valiance. Just gonna jump here in on the server to show you kind of exactly what I mean. So the whole reason why this is so efficient is because it really represses that CT side. On a CT pistol, especially on a map such as Inferno, it's not uncommon to go for an early round peak. And you often do this just based off a spawn or, utility. So, for example, this mid peak, a lot of team are running up in boiler now. Banana, especially if you run a 3-man B setup, you can just have a guy throwing this flash for you. Yeah, that's a great flash. No, but there's a flash that you can just run through something here. There's a set one here. I don't really know, but whatever. It's just really easy to do stuff on a CT pistol. So this basically just counters that. So if you just look at the individual rolls, if they decide to take banana, and I'm gonna show examples of this, you have the guy jiggling B, or you have a guy hearing the steps here. So flash is gonna come in, and they're gonna have 3 Ts in their face. It's gonna be impossible to retain banana control, meaning they can't rotate towards A either, and this is all strong for the mid round as well, because it's going to be very easy to clinch banana control with this setup. Now the guy second mid actually has a really big role, and basically what he does is he just locks down this whole part of the map. He can just jiggle here, and even if he takes shots and doesn't even shoot back, he's getting so much info and potentially pushing them back or getting an easy kill that it's just worth him being here. Yeah. So basically why this all is so important is that they don't really have anybody directly facing mid, second mid, or banana, but they are all in positions to receive the info and pretty much, either fight together or just get the info and go back. And this collective fight is really important, and it's something that usually wins them the round. This flash can be really good, or if, on CT side, a lot of teams are running down mid or fighting mid, you can just have 4 Ts in the face right now. A lot of times Valiance would give up the early pick, either this guy second mid or the guy ramp jiggling. It's tier 1 CS so they can hit this shot. But they would trade, almost instantly. So if you just look at the direct effect this has on the enemy team, what this becomes is that basically that if you study Valiance's demos and read this pistol, you're going to be scared to go for an early round push. And what this does is it's just going to push you back into your defaults. And that's not really considered a strong position, at least in today's meta. Because the norm really has become to go for an early round push. Like we have teams in all tiers of CS running down mid or running down B. And the danger then becomes that they have this utility and they can just go for a normal execute. Basically. Just, they have set rolls, they're entering in 2 smoke CT, smoke ruins, flash over, they have a molly. JSR usually throws it quad, sometimes keeping it for the after plant. But that's just what Valiance does with this pistol. And it's just so great to see that they've overlooked so many factors. And they're just prepared for everything, and that makes them efficient and makes them have this insane win rate. Just starting off with this example here, which I showed in the beginning. Pro 100 just gonna go for a bit of a vanilla round of trying to peek top B. So we have M here setting up for his flash, switch to the right player, Letting going here in the corner, and Impulse gonna jiggle peek for him. So he just wants to bait out the shot here, you know, if they're here. So Cancer just gonna dry peek and start shooting at him. So Flash gonna come in and let me faces. Now he's choking a bit, but he's thinking I want to take him down and just strikes Cancer. So by now they've basically won the round. Emmy gonna smoke ruins, they smoke flower on the fly. Emmy throws a flash in the city smoke to deny any quick rotations, and then he's I think maybe you shouldn't have mollied flower there, because it's really powerful for the afterplant. But basically the conclusion is they had a molly and a flash for the afterplant 5v3. There's no possible way you should lose this round. Now something I have noticed is that Valiance have pretty poor positions on the afterplant. If we just if we just fast forward a bit, somehow from this position, Def is actually going to end up with 3 kills and staying alive. So he's going to save his full Kevlar and the kit. But that's just off him hitting some insane shots, and that's not going to happen every day. Anyway, conclusion is Valiance takes this round by ease. They're going to run over Dream Eaters as well here, very early. Them trying to contest Banana. You see actually interesting, Jace are actually stepping aside for those two to run in B. They're going for the head stack this round. So see Krad is actually going for the flash I mentioned. It's pretty basic for them to get B control. But Valiants aren't contesting that. They are gonna go straight into this head stack for them running down Banana. That's exactly what they're gonna do. That's 2 easy kills. They have their crosser on them. Nothing they can do really. They hunt Krad down, and you see they're just gonna keep running. They get the info that he's quad, so Jacer's actually gonna maul it, but he's gonna move out of it. Anyway, they smoke ruins and CT on the fly. He uses Molly Quad there, but this time it was actually really good usage. Now there's nothing more to say. 5v2, you have strong positions, 2 flashes left for the afterplant. No possible way Dream Eaters can even come close to winning this. Now I'm gonna show 2 pistols where the enemy team chooses to push down mid. And I'm gonna start with this one, which I think is extremely poorly executed, and then I'm gonna transition to one which I think is actually quite smart from the enemy side. So if we just look at the pistol Sharks is running, they have RCF here, gonna play Banana with his sole utility, and they literally have everybody else in the team running down mid. So Impulse is gonna obviously spot this out. They are gonna end up giving up the first pick in JSR. Yes, just gets one tap there. Right now, Valiance aren't really in a good position, but neither are Sharks really. They have RCF here still wondering or pondering what to do with this utility. And they sort of just have 4 guys in mid here, not knowing if they can push Banana and crunch the T's, or really what's going on. And they even have Hunter here waiting patiently for a peek here. So what's going to end up happening is that one guy actually overextends. And right now they're on 2 or 3 different angles. So M is just going to say, flash guys, let's fucking peek together. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah, they're just gonna take down pretty much everybody. 2 guys in mid dead instantly. Hunter even gonna run after his long guy. And just one taps the hell out of him. And 1 round in 10 seconds from going from a 4v5 to a 4v1. Now RCF is even gonna attempt to save his utility, but I'm fairly sure, yeah, they're gonna deny him. So just 4v5 going into a 4-man surviving. Plain as that. And it's all being possible because of this setup. Now, taking a look at this next round, which I said was smarter, I'm gonna take a look at why. Heroic is actually gonna go for a 3-man mid push, but what's interesting is that Freiberg is actually flashing a stag in there, and then they're crunching from B and mid. So what's gonna happen is that they spot out this mid push, I think. Yeah, so Latin gets the 1, and then they get traded instantly. And Nemi gets the kill Banana, so that's really important. S-Tag, he knows it's a 4v4, they have to run in, he wants to be part of the action, and he just gets straight wrecked by Nemi. I don't really know why they have him with the utility sitting here, but that's the kill that won the round. Anyway, and now it's just, too many angles for them to cover. They're just gang up on Muddy, and Hunter even gonna peek up from Mexico and just strike Asilian, who was just supporting. So this round is playing chaos, but that's actually kind of what I want to analyze. When you do this against Valiance, even if you get the first pick, I don't know if they did, but it's just too many angles, too much to fight. You see 2 guys even going in CT here to deny the save. if Freiberg would have tried to save, but he just goes into a crosshair. So again, from going from a 4v5 or a 4v4, I don't remember if they got the pick, to 4 guys surviving in a matter of seconds. So finally, I'm gonna look at Valiance's reaction when something sort of out of the ordinary happens, and their amazing ability to play proactively, even with this very set setup. So what's gonna happen this round is that Hunter is gonna overextend in second mid, and he's gonna get taken down by Mo. Anyway, so right now it's kind of lucky that our Shren is still going for this B push. So they get the kill, and now it's just a 4v4. So right now, if you're Valiance, you have no info towards the second mid or mid part of the map. So your best course of action is just to pounce, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. If you just look at Jacer, he's just gonna ignore the enemies and just run up and smoke ruins, because the call came in. So anyway, they trade, they know how bit sandbags. Easy kill on him. Nem is gonna smoke CT. Again, a nice flash to suppress any retakes coming in. And now again, from losing the first pick, you're in a 3 versus 2 after plant with a molly and a flash. And they clinch it out easily, this time picking much better after plant positions. This is their most recent game on Inferno, and I guess this kind of is just the effect of what happens when you play Valiance on Inferno. They're actually going to go for a really interesting setup, Vindigo. They're basically just playing B retake and gambling more towards the A side. Maybe they just thought that if we don't show them any aggression, we can just bait them into an A execute. But that's not really what's gonna happen, is that the Impulse is just gonna walk up and clear it, not gonna show any utility, not gonna show any presence. And you see they just call Hunter off. Now what I think that they are thinking is that it's very unlikely that Vindigo is playing or using a 3-man B setup at this point, since they haven't contested top banana at all. You know, not even a shot, not even throwing a decoy or any nades, whatever. So they're just confident in their B take at this point. You know, there's max 2 people at B. They're happy to be in a 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4 after plant. So just gonna set up for their nades. Not sure why they throw their nades like this actually. I guess Tracer doesn't know a different ruins smoke, but he's gonna smoke ruins. Sam is gonna come and smoke city and set up for his flashes. Now I like the use of the molly quad here, because it's really the only position on site where you can, you know, jiggle in and out of a box and stay alive. And they're gonna hard clear quad. Anyway, in a 5 versus 5 after plant, never really favorable on the CT side on pistol. They did play B retake, but B is never easy to retake. Now I think Valiance is actually gonna cut it kinda close. Yeah, they end up winning it with 2 guys alive. But this is kinda just what happens when you play Valiance on Inferno, I guess. Your enemies start stressing and they kinda play into your hand. And Valiance just reads it, go for a straight and simple B execute, and win the round. Final round to top it off against Tempo Storm here. Actually gonna see Jacer here giving room because the other forward spawning in. Anyway, important to note is that Tempo Storm played this as a mix. Their future was kind of up in the air, and when I say mix, that they had 3 stand-ins, so no real CS. HS was actually IGLing at the time, I think, you know, forgetting to buy Kevlar, just IGL things. Anyway, he's just gonna peek out second mid there, exchange some shots with Hunter, nothing major, just have the info that that guy's checking that out. Now, Krias is actually gonna get a really interesting timing here, sorry, really good timing towards mid. You see that Impulse is taking these just jiggle peeks, and he doesn't actually see Krias there, and HS is just gonna bait him in. So Krias just gonna peek down ramp, get a nice one tap, but I don't know what the fuck he's doing here, he's just reloading, pulling out, trying to fight, instead of just pulling his knife out and running back after a pick. Anyway, Valiance recovered, they still have their full utility. So I think what they do now is really interesting. They pulled, you see they had top banana and Tempo Storm didn't contest it because of this mid aggression. So Valiance know that all the info Tempo Storm has is that one of their guys ran down mid, got traded instantly, and they don't have banana control. So right now it's very unlikely that there's a 3-man setup on Tempo Storm, and if there was a 4-man setup, probably one guy's rotating B. So what they're gonna do is that they're gonna smoke Moto, and they're just not gonna do anything off it. No noise B, no noise mid, and you see Innocent, he's actually gonna come to rotate here, and he's just gonna stop himself because they don't have any info. Now I'm not sure if it's factored in here that Tempo Storm is a mix, but it could as well be. Anyway, you know, because Com's not on point and such. So what they're gonna do is just gonna walk out mid. Ami throws his smoke in front of mini pit. Great flash out long, and he's gonna flash out. He's gonna flash it over side again. Now this utility is just amazing from Valiance. So if you see Jaysar smokes, sorry, Molly's pit there, and just look, they've Molly pit and they've smoked in front of mini pit. So these two great utility just to block off these angles and eliminate them. Now Spelling gets caught out, but just see what these nades does. Nobody can peek short right now because you're already wrapped. So the short guys just can't die. It's impossible. Now the only one who could kill anybody is, you know, side too long, or if this mini pit guy would peek off the smoke. But even if he gets a kill or two, he's so easy to trade. Now H is gonna try to hide in the graveyard, but I think Hunter actually checks for it and just kills him. So 4v2 retake right now. 4v2 after plan. There's no way they should be able to lose this round, but you know, it's Valiance and after plans. So again, they're gonna cut it kind of close. See, now 2 versus 2. Actually gonna come down to a 1 versus 1. So you shouldn't always be in a 4 versus 3 to have a guy with turn HP and no Kev to clutch it out. But sometimes that's just the way it's gotta be. But still, great mid round from them, even if they don't execute it in style. They do manage to pull these rounds off, and out of 24 pistols, they've only lost 2, and both with bomb plants.